You notice them when the light hits the water. Tiny white dots near the sink. A few dark specks on the bathroom floor. Something moving in the wet soil of a houseplant you thought was perfectly fine. At first, they look like dust. Then one of them jumps. Not crawls. Not walks. Jumps. A tiny speck launches itself off the surface like it has been flicked by an invisible finger. Then another one jumps. Then 3 more. And suddenly, the place that looked clean a second ago feels alive in the worst possible way. Your hand moves before you think. You reach for the spray bottle. You grab a paper towel. You lean closer to the pot and think about dumping the whole thing outside. Maybe you even turn on the faucet, ready to wash every last dot into the drain. And honestly, that reaction makes sense. Because when something tiny appears in a bathroom, a sink, a windowsill, or the soil of a plant, most people do not see a clue. They see a problem. They see an infestation. They see something that should not be there. But before you spray them, stop. Because those tiny jumping bugs may be telling you something your walls, your soil, your drain, or your bathroom floor have not told you yet. They are not there because your home is dirty. They are not there because they are homed in you. And they are not the same as fleas, even though that little jump makes your skin tighten for a second. What you are looking at is probably a springtail. And the strangest part is not that it jumps. The strangest part is where it chose to jump. Springtails are tiny creatures that live close to moisture. They are drawn to damp soil, wet organic matter, fungus, algae, mildew, leaf litter, mulch, drains, overwatered pots, and the hidden little wet zones humans usually ignore until they become a stain, a smell, or a repair bill. That is why they seem to appear out of nowhere. One day, the bathroom floor is empty. The next morning, there are pepper-sized dots near the baseboard, or little white bodies scattered around the saucer under a plant, or a cluster near a window where condensation keeps collecting at night. It feels sudden. But for them, it was not sudden at all. They were following the moisture long before you noticed the movement. Here is the part that changes everything. A springtail does not jump with strong legs like a flea. It has a tiny forked structure tucked under its body, almost like a folded spring held in place. When it releases, the body snaps away from the surface. That sudden jump is not graceful. It is not planned like a grasshopper choosing a direction. It is more like a panic button. A speck-sized body, living in a wet hidden world, suddenly launched into the air to escape danger. So when you see them popping around your sink, your potting soil, your shower edge, or your damp window frame, you are not just watching a bug move. You are watching a tiny moisture-dependent animal being forced into the open. Let that settle for a moment. The jump that makes you want to kill it is the same jump that helps reveal it. If springtails stayed still, most people would never notice them. They would remain in the soil, under the saucer, behind the drain edge, in the damp seam near the tile, or inside the organic matter breaking down where your eyes do not go. But they jump. And because they jump, you finally look. That is where the story becomes uncomfortable. Because the springtail is usually not the biggest problem in the room. The moisture is. The springtail is visible. The dampness behind the baseboard is not. The slow drip under the sink is not. The soggy layer at the bottom of the plant pot is not. The organic film inside the drain is not. The condensation soaking into the window frame every night is not. You see the bug, so you blame the bug. But the bug did not create the wet corner. It found it. And in that tiny discovery, it becomes something more unsettling than an insect. It becomes a signal, a living sensor, a small black or white dot that tells you something here is staying wet longer than it should. That is the reversal most people miss. The bug was not the alarm. The bug was the alarm bell. And if you kill the alarm bell, the wet place remains. This is why automatic spraying is the wrong first move. A spray might knock down the dots you can see, but it does not dry the soil. It does not fix the leaking pipe. It does not pull moisture out of old grout. It does not clear rotting leaves from the plant saucer. It does not stop condensation from feeding the same little world tomorrow night. You can silence the movement and still leave the condition untouched. Before you kill them, read the room. Where are they? If they are in a houseplant, look at the soil. Is it staying wet for days? Is the saucer holding water? Does the pot have poor drainage? Is there decaying leaf material on top? Are you watering on a schedule instead of checking whether the plant actually needs it? If they are around a sink, look beneath it, not at the shiny faucet. Beneath it, at the trap, at the cabinet floor, at the back corner where a slow leak can darken wood without announcing itself. If they are in the bathroom, look at the places that never fully dry. The shower edge, the caulk line, the base of the toilet, the crack near the tub, the bath mat that stays damp underneath, the vent that barely pulls humid air out. If they are near a window, watch what happens in the morning. Is water beading on the glass? Is it running down into the frame? Is the paint softening? Is the sill holding a little strip of damp dust that never quite disappears? The springtail is not diagnosing everything for you. It is pointing. And that is enough. Because many home problems do not begin as disasters. They begin as microclimates. A little trapped water. A little decaying matter. A little fungus. A little darkness. A little place where air does not move. To a human, that is nothing. To a springtail, that is a map. And the real action is happening where you cannot see it. In soil, they feed on tiny forms of decay, fungal growth, algae, soft organic matter breaking down into the damp world beneath a plant. Outdoors, that work belongs to the quiet machinery of soil. They help process what is dead and return it to the living system. That does not mean you want clouds of them in your bathroom. It means their presence is not random. They are not chewing through your walls like termites. They are not drinking your blood like fleas. They are not coming for your pets. They are not coming for your pets. They are not there to punish you for having a houseplant. They are there because something in that spot is giving them what they need. Moisture, shelter, organic residue, a wet edge, a small hidden buffet. And here is why that matters. When people see springtails, they often ask the wrong question. They ask, how do I kill them? The better question is, why can they live here? That one question changes everything. Because if you answer it honestly, you stop treating the insect as the source of the story and start treating it as evidence. In a plant pot, the answer might be simple. Let the top layer of soil dry before watering again. Empty the saucer. Remove dead leaves. Improve drainage. Give the roots air instead of turning the pot into a swamp. In a bathroom, the answer might be airflow. A fan that actually works. A towel that dries. A leak that gets fixed. A grout line that stops holding water. Near a sink, the answer might be a drip so slow you would never hear it, but steady enough to feed a tiny colony of life in the dark. Near a foundation or door, the answer might be wet mulch piled too close to the house, rainwater draining toward the wall, or soil that stays damp after every storm. You do not solve a warning by silencing it. You solve it by finding what the warning is attached to. That does not mean you have to protect every springtail like a pet. You can vacuum up the ones indoors. You can wipe the surface. You can move a plant. You can reduce the moisture and clean the organic film where they gather. But do not make the first move a blind chemical attack. Because if you spray first, you may remove the only visible clue. And if the moisture stays, the story continues without you watching. That is the part that should stay with you the next time you see one leap. A springtail is almost weightless. It does not roar. It does not bite. It does not leave dramatic damage across the room. It arrives as a dot, a twitch, a jump at the edge of your vision. But that tiny movement can make you look under a sink. It can make you stop overwatering a plant. It can make you notice a bathroom corner that stays damp. It can make you catch a moisture problem before it becomes mold, rot, smell, or a bigger pest problem. The creature you wanted to kill may have been showing you the condition you needed to fix. So the next time you see tiny bugs jumping near your sink, soil, bathroom floor, or window, do not start with panic. Start with the surface. Is it wet? Start with the air. Is it humid? Start with the plant. Is the soil staying soggy? Start with the hidden edge. Is something leaking, decaying, or holding water? Because the jump is not random. It is a clue. And once you understand that, the whole scene changes. Those tiny dots in the wet bathroom corner are no longer just a gross surprise. They are a message from the part of your home that cannot speak. Those specks in the plant saucer are no longer just pests to erase. They are telling you the soil has become too wet for too long. That sudden little launch across the sink is no longer just movement. It is a tiny body escaping from a damp world you accidentally built. So put the spray bottle down for 1 second. Look at what they are standing on. Look at what stays wet. Look at what should have dried yesterday, but did not. Because sometimes the smallest living thing in the room is the first one to tell you the truth. If you have ever seen tiny, jumping bugs near a sink, plant, bathroom, or window, tell me where you found them. And subscribe, because the next strange thing you almost destroy might be warning you before your house does.